Right, we're gonna get the cover pulled off the Joe. Not that one, that's my Highland, but we got a new kid on the block. Yeah, we're gonna get the cover off this baby. This is a Tahoma 900. We're gonna get the cover off and we're gonna get you introduced to the new kid on the block, and we'll be back.
Hey Sparrow, you got a hit right there, right there.
All right, what is up, YouTube? I'm excited to talk about the new kid on the block. This is the Oklahoma Joe Tahoma 900. Let me tell you, before I forget, first things first, you crack the box open on your cooker. Make sure that you grab this. It's going to be right on top of your book inside the plastic. Make sure you get this and follow the directions on this card. It's going to save you a headache. All right, I tore into mine, started reading through the book, trying to assemble it, and it took me forever just to get to the part where I had the cook chamber affixed to the base. To save yourself a headache, make sure you get this card, get this QR code, and download the Built app. It's a 3D animated instructional video, and it'll take you step by step to assemble this beast right here. All right, save yourself the headache, get the card first. All right, it took a minute just to say that. And then also, speaking of the book, this bad boy is so new, it don't even have the 900 on the cover. This is the company designated model number. It's not even recognized when you go to I registered the product and it didn't even recognize this number right here. So, all right, cooking space. This bad boy, usually the numbers with the name that follows the name gives you pretty much an idea how much cooking space you have. This is approximately 875 cubic inches. So that's including both the lower and top rack. All right. And what's cool about this bad boy, the grill grates here. I'm gonna show you here. Grab my gloves so my hands don't get icky, because I've been cooking on this bad boy. I got a couple cooks on her, and we'll show you that. But these are cast iron. What's cool about these, you got a flat side, then you got a side that's got the peaks on it, and which is perfect for searing steaks or grilling. And the other side I used the flat side because my first cook on this bad boy was a pork butt. Then I did some ribs. Yeah, and I'll show you that later. Stay on task here. Reason I got foil on the racks is because I also, with my cookers, the pellet cookers, I use them as like an oven, as warmers, you know, to extend my cooking space outside my kitchen. So this rack right here is removable. What's really cool, the way it hangs in there, and it's really stout. It's got supports, so you could conceivably put a decent weighted piece of meat on here, whereas with the other racks and other cookers, there's no support other than the bar going down the middle, but it doesn't have the added support right here. And you can find if you put something too heavy, it kind of bows and flexes the and I do like the way these connect inside. So you got three spaces. You got the two here, and you can put it on the very top, which is cool. So it raises it up pretty high, so you can if you have something that's pretty tall inside the cook chamber. Nice tool hooks, so you're not, you know, stuck with wherever the hooks are, and they're pretty cool. You can pretty much put anything on there. This is the tool used to remove the the grill grates. You saw how I just put that in there. There you go. You pick it up. That's a good way to grab them if they're hot and you need to move them for whatever reason. But yeah, you'll see in the video, I had these on backwards, so I got them straightened out now. This tool is something you've probably seen in my previous videos. Came with my Highland when I bought it. This could be picked up at a Do It Best or any place that sells big green egg products. This is just a fire poker that was in the same section as accessories for the big green egg. Now back to the Tahoma. Hopper, you got 16-pound hopper capacity as far as your charcoals. Now my first cook, I used some Kingsford briquettes, and I mixed in some hardwood. I put some apple chunks, some Weston apple chunks. And when I did the ribs, I used some Jealous Devil wood lump charcoal. And you just the thing to keep in mind, regardless of what type of fuel you put in there, just like with the pellet cookers, make sure you check your fuel while you're cooking, because what can happen, you can get a jam. It could be jammed up, and then your cooker could become fuel starved. Next thing you know, that's going to look just like that. It's going to shut itself off. When it realizes it's not reading any heat, it's going to turn itself off. Ask me how I know. It's got some really other cool features on it. It's got wheel locks, nice good sized rubber wheels front and back. These are not plastic, and the middle of the rear wheels are metal. So good stout wheels. I actually rolled it in the grass, because in the cook videos you'll see I was cooking in my driveway, in front of my garage. I rolled it around because I wanted it on a level surface for cooking. You know, it did all right. The driveway is not level. This is the drawer, the ash drawer that catches. It is also where you will start your cooker. You put your fuel starters in there, light them, close the drawer. Also, I'm going to point out something. When you go to let's say you had a previous cook and you go to light your before you light your cooker, I highly recommend you pull the drawer, open the drawer just enough, and there's a metal grate that's at the bottom of the hopper. Give that a good shake a few times to shake out any ash from the previous cook, because what happened is that you go to light that and you fail to do that, strong possibility you may not get a fire going. You'll see the smoke and stuff, and it's gonna burn whatever, but you're not gonna get a good burn. The fan's gonna run, and the next thing you know, you're gonna see that right there, a blank screen. Now, the controller, really cool. Once you hit that, turn it on, just rotate the dial to your desired temp. I always start low, push it in. Now it's locked in. Now it's expecting to start, the fan to kick on, and it'll start blowing some air to get the fire going. This right here, the little clock, that's your timer. You got 2 timers that you could set, and this right here are your probes. This bad boy has capacity for 4 probes, and it does come with 2 of them. Yes, I'll put them to use. Well, 1 of them at least. Once you get connected, it will not work unless you're Bluetooth connected first. Then you can go in and get it connected to your Wi-Fi. All right, and once it's connected, whether Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, you'll be able to go in. You could pull up a recipe, and it also knows whether or not you're using a recipe to cook whatever you're cooking. Second, it'll give you the information what's going on with the cooker as you're cooking. Let me turn this off. And then also it will give you information about the cook. You know, your temperature spikes and you know, the highs and lows of your cooking temp during the cook, and which I thought was pretty impressive. Now I'm going to tell you now, those who have pellet cookers, you could be spoiled by the pellet cookers because they do give a lot of information, and it does a whole lot. I'm not saying that this don't, but it is it's pretty laid back. This is a animal of its own. It's I'm just proud to have it, but it has its own personality and it works in its own way. So don't try to compare it to my pit boss or my camp chef or whatever. This is totally different animal. Now it says automatic feed. Gravity is doing the feeding. That's why you gotta be mindful to check your fuel during your cook, especially the long cooks. Make sure you knocking the charcoal down. And a cool thing about it, if you open the drawer or open this hopper during the cook, there are switches. I don't know if you can see that. You can hear that. Once that's lifted up, it'll shut the fan off, because last thing you need is air feeding the fire when that is open. You don't want flames coming out of this, and vice versa. Same thing with the drawer. Once you open that drawer, the fan is shut off and allow you to do whatever you need to do without the risk of having a huge fire. Now, after cooks, you had a previous cook. The book recommends after your second or third cook that you do a burn off. Very similar to, you know, when you break it in it, you know, lighten it for the first time, you do a burn off or burn in. It highly recommends that you kick it up to 600 and let it burn all that residual grease and everything. It'll incinerate it. And that's what it recommends. So I'll be doing that with this, because this will be the third cook. I'm gonna fire that mug up tonight. We're gonna do a little surf and turf, a little steak, a little lobster tail. However, let's stay on the task here, talking about this Tahoma here. Give you a quick walk around. All right, walking around the Tahoma. This is the hopper. You can see all that ash down in there. That grate. I'm gonna show you what that looks like. We get this drawer open here. You got two latches on both sides. Pull that out. This is the grate I was talking about. You want to give that a good shake like this. Get all that ash out of there so it falls down in there. You see it's pretty much clean now. Dump the ash. I got these galvanized buckets that I dump my ash in. I'll show you what the little rack looks like that you put your fire starters on. What I'm going to do with this, you can see took and put some grill gasket on here so I can seal up my cook chamber. And I'm just going to forewarn you, if you get lava lock, which this is, it's a little thicker than the black stuff. If you can get your hands on that black stuff, I got the lava lock because I can get it pretty much same day shipping. It was a little too thick for this area right here. The black will be perfect because it's not as thick. It's not necessary, and you'll see, I'll show you in the video that I did put some of the black around the stack, because the stack is just tack welded and it's not a full seal around there. And the openings for your probes, got them on both sides. Doing the assembly, I guess I got another model that's going to have a shelf that'll fill in this spot, so you have a shelf going all the way across, which would be cool. You can, I don't know how hot this gets during the cooking, so I would not use that, you know, put raw meat on top of it, but you do have this shelf over here. Now going around to the back, these right here are held on with fasteners. These are not going to come off. These are hooks for the shelf if you're not using it inside the cook chamber. The top shelf, you take it off and hang it on the back, and I'll show you a video of that, because when I cooked that pork butt, I did not have that shelf in there. Stack cap screws on, it works just like a stack on a pellet cooker. I don't mess with that, but I am leaving it on because I'm sure it's part of the engineering or how this thing works and regulates temperature. I don't want that thing wide open. That means I'm gonna burn my fuel up a lot faster. But oh, also, when you're starting the cooker, this opens a dampener, and when you're shutting down, that closes the dampener. And when you're shutting down, just hit the power. Again, there's no motor feeding or pushing the charcoal into the heat. It's all done by gravity. And I'm gonna tell you, it's a really efficient system. It did really well when I did the pork butt. But I will tell you how I learned about that ash thing. I didn't think to do that, and I found out the hard way. I went to light it to do the ribs, and when, you know, went through the smoke thing, and when I came back to put my food in there, it was looking just like that. It shut itself off. And when I investigated and I moved that little rack, all that ash fell out. I said, oh man. And you gotta be careful not to pull that little rack out of there, especially if you get fuel in there, because everything's gonna come out. That's why I say give it a few shakes. Mine's empty, so I'll be loading up. And then today, when I do the cook, I'm going to use some cowboy coals. I got a video that I need to post on fuel, and you'll see what those look like. They're a bigger briquette, and I figure a bigger briquette, longer burn. This is it, the Tahoma 900. I'm very pleased with how it performed. Next video, doing ribs, and we'll be back.